Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. So I have already done a mid-month wrap-up for July, but this is going to be a video that is all about the final books that I read this month. Think of... Alright y'all, so let's try to retake because y'all ain't gonna believe what just happened. Yeah, you will. So, first of all, before we even get started, honey, this little dude, come here. This little dude, come here. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. So, as y'all seen in that clip, I heard him meowing. He's purring. I heard him meowing and I didn't know where he was. Y'all wanna know where he was? This is a corner, and inside, you can go inside there. He climbed, somehow he got up the top, on the top of these shelves, went down inside. Had to put cardboard up top. Had to put cardboard up here to like cover it's this whole thing. Peanut, you are mischievous. Not today. Repeat. Today is going to be my July wrap-up. So, I've already done a mid-month wrap-up where I had like, was it 13 books? 12 or 13 books, I don't even know. And that was like middle of the month. And your girl was reading a lot. Lots of audiobooks. It was just a really great first few weeks of July. The rest of July, I ended up reading 5 books, and I'm halfway through another one, but we're not going to talk about that today because I want to talk about that for August and just go ahead and get this filmed. Today is August the 1st, so I need to get this filmed and put out there for y'all. So, let's go. The first book, which you already know, I got some coffee, honey. Let's go. We got the whole setup. We still got the lights going. I kind of want to dim it just a smidge. That's good. Okay. This lighting situation, you girl don't know, but I was like not feeling the filming vibes. So I just really wanted to go ahead and get some coffee because reasons. Alright, I'm gonna sit that cup right there. Y'all will see it. A little peace cup. Cute. Alright, so like I said, I did do that mid-month wrap-up. If you don't watch it, I will link it in the card. But the book that I read after I finished that wrap-up was My Stubborn Heart by Becky Wade. Becky Wade!
My Stubborn Heart by Becky Wade. Becky Wade!
Becky Wade. My Stubborn Heart by Becky Wade. Y'all, I buddy read this with Amy over at Pretty Little Paperbacks, and we had such a fun time chatting about it. And I love Becky Wade, y'all. She just does not disappoint. I give this 5 stars. I don't even know where to begin, honestly. This just had so much. The moment I knew I was going to like this book was at the end of the prologue. It says, funny thing about prayers, God hears them, but you just never know if, when, or how he's going to answer them. Yes, ma'am. I was already like, Becky Wade, we know. You already know. And just another 5-star great read. I mean, this is a Christian contemporary romance. And this is... I got my notes, I'm sorry. Please ignore me looking at my iPad because it's been a hot minute since I read this. But once I see it, you already know I get refreshed. Okay. Yeah, bomb life. So, I cannot remember anything. But I tried, maybe I could sit it up here. Maybe it wouldn't look too bad if I'm like looking over here. That's better. Okay. So, yeah, that's better. You can see this is the authenticity showing. I do not know my filming setup here still. We're just going with it. But, Becky Wade really knows how to write just faith-filled, beautiful contemporary romance stories with such like raw emotion, pure authenticity. I mean, grace, everything. Okay, I love this so much. And I wonder if the fan is like loud. Hold on. So, in My Stubborn Heart, we are following Kate Donovan, who she's like close to being 30 years old, or she may already be 30, I can't remember, but she's like 28, 29, 30. She's in her late 20s or early 30s, and she has such a desire to be married. Everyone's making comments about it, right? Like, everybody's like, when are you going to get married? And all that stuff. So, she's just kind of feeling like that's in her heart. She really wants to be married, but doesn't really know where the Lord's going to lead her in that. So Kate takes a 3-month leave of absence from her job because her grandmother and her need to go and renovate this house, which is the house that she grew up in. So at that house is where she ends up meeting Matt, I don't know, Matt. And he's the man who's been hired to help renovate the house. And everything just kind of gets crazy from there. Upon meeting Matt, she realizes that he is just like an onion. You got to peel him back a layer at a time, which I got from The Blind Side. He's one of my favorite movies. But that quote, like, that description right there is so Matt. Like, honestly, he really was like a layered onion. You had to just peel him back, get to like who he was, what's going on. You knew, like, she knew immediately something was wrong, and she wanted to help and figure out and just get to know him. So Kate does help him in so many ways. He is dealing with the loss of his wife from cancer, and I don't know if that was like maybe a couple of years back, maybe a year or two ago, previous to meeting Kate. I can't remember the time period there, but it had been some time, and he's still just in all of his feelings about everything. He can't seem to move on, and as expected with that, everyone would feel this way. And so he's still got all of her old belongings. He hasn't really even thought about another woman until Kate comes along. And this story just had so much beauty, grace, love, faith, everything in it. Like, you really just get to see the depth of the characters. Becky Wade knows how to write about characters that are going through hard times and how the Lord brings them through it. Kate is working to build that friendship with Matt from the very beginning, and I just love both of their characters. The way they interacted together was great. Matt also had not only lost his wife, but he lost his hockey career in the process because of some things there. I'm not going to go into the details there, but he was a professional hockey player, so he's kind of like a town celebrity, and all the older women are like, oh, there's Matt, you know, good looking Matt, you know, and they're like making all these comments about Kate and Matt and all these things. So you kind of have that like hometown vibe there as well. But for real, just like the title says, my stubborn heart, these characters were both so stubborn. Like, get together. Like, I was like, okay. So there were a couple times I was like, okay, let's get on with it at the end, but I was here for it. I said, I absolutely love the characters in this story. You already know I love Becky Wade just so much. I cannot wait to read more of her books. There's a ton on my shelf. I really like the characters, even the side characters. There was like this really fun story like on the side where like matchmaking with these older people that were just so funny. I was laughing and I cried. I don't even cry a lot in books, but y'all, I cried here for sure. There's some scenes like with Matt and about his wife that had passed away. I was in tears. You already know. It was like touching my heart so much. He's just struggling with how do you move on from losing a spouse, and I felt for him. I felt everything. So Becky Wade really knows how to just pull you in every feeling and every emotion. Oh, Kate, I just saw my review. Kate's 32. Sorry, anyway. But she doesn't know if God's ever going to send her the one pretty much the whole time at the beginning. And then we meet Matt and it's like, hey, she done met Matt. Yes, ma'am. We know this is going to be it. Yes, girl. Sorry, I'm crazy. The family members were funny. The side characters are funny. I am being long-winded. I am so sorry. But throughout the story, we saw all this beautiful faith content. God be the glory in these characters' lives, 100%. The main point here is the Lord's never going to leave you. He's never going to forsake you. He loves you even when you think he's not there or forgotten you. He loves you and he's always there. He has not forgotten you. So there's purpose in our pain, and he's always there. Surrender to the Lord, y'all. Just those were the things I got out of this from the spiritual side, and I love the ending, how everything was wrapped up, and I gave this 5 out of 5. Cannot wait to read more Becky Wade. So, sorry, I was long-winded. All right. I need a sip of coffee. That was all over the place. Didn't even get her age right or nothing. Okay, you already know. This is Amanda vlog. Oh my goodness. It is 7 or 8 at night. It's almost 8 o'clock at night on Monday, and I had a really long day, so please forgive any mess ups, but this is for real. All right, need to get this filmed. All right, so the next book that I read, yes, you already know, Pride and Prejudice. Hey, girl, hey, okay. So I tried to read this once before, but I had such a hard time. I don't know what it was, but I feel like it's just like the old English. Sometimes I have trouble with that. I've already said that before, but I watched, Miriam told me she loves the 1995 TV series. I did a vlog, which a lot of y'all have seen and cracked up right there, right along there with me. But I did a vlog all about where I watched the movies. Oh my gosh. I watched the TV series. Okay. And read this book. And y'all, I love this. 5 stars. I mean, I don't even know. Everybody knows. Does anybody not know what this is about? Because I don't even know how to explain. So, pretty much, let's do the short version because, you know, reasons. Everybody knows what this is, I think. But you got Elizabeth Bennet, Mr. Darcy, which what even was his first name? What was his first name? I don't even know his first name. Anyway. Sorry, Mr. Darcy, Mr. and Mrs. Bennet, Jane, just all the sisters, Lydia and them was hilarious. It's just about their whole family, and like honestly, this feels like someone said that this really was the first romantic comedy. Yes, ma'am. Like, but you gotta watch my vlog if you haven't, because when I watched the TV series, it really helped me with reading the book. I listened on audio too. This was just so funny. I don't know, just Jane Austen was hilarious. Like. And the whole thing with like Lydia, and then you got Mr. Wickham, and then the guy, what was his name? I don't know, I ain't even telling y'all what this is about. I did a bad job. This is supposed to be a book review, Amanda. I'm all over the place. Oh my gosh, what was I saying? This is basically a romance. Mr. Darcy is very stubborn and full of pride, just like it says, Pride and Prejudice. And he, at the first, you're just like, who is this guy? Because he is not very nice. But then he soon realizes, he starts to like open up, and you just see his opening, you just see his transformation, and I was here for it. So I love this. This is like one of my favorite romance stories of all time, honestly. Like, I love the show. The TV series, the BBC TV series was beautiful. And I was dead laughing. Y'all see the Book Lover Amanda version of the events that happened. But, yeah, really, basically, I laughed. To think back at this time period, this must have been a really crazy book to read, and I loved it so much. My favorite character is Mr. Bennet. He is favorite to all the things he would say to his wife, like, shade, he throwing shade. So, Mr. Darcy, Elizabeth, Mr. Bingley, he's like a little sweet bean. Every time you looked at him, he was just like, he was always so happy in the show. Jane, I feel like they got really great characters in that TV series to play these. I just felt it was like a great adaptation. Mrs. Bennet and Lydia were hilarious. Everything is just so vexing. I don't even know what I'm saying. Everything's so vexing to Mrs. Bennet. Like, it's just so funny. And so the last half of the book was my favorite part, the last part, because this the beautiful romance. So, yes, ma'am, I'm here. I ain't got much else to say. What was that review? That really wasn't even telling you what happened. But basically, there's just like, there's all this great stuff from back in the day. Read it. So, yeah. So the next book that I read was actually an ARC that I got off NetGalley, and it came out on July the 1st, and it was Off the Chain by Janice Thompson. Y'all, this book was fun. It's a cozy mystery, and I rated it 4 stars. Not really any complaints. It's just, it was good. 4 stars. There was so much going on here. Let's talk about it. So this was the first book I've ever read by this author. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was so cute. If you love, like, obviously the cover, look at the cover. If you love dogs, you're going to love this. A great dog rescue story, cozy mystery, and just like a fun, lighthearted Christian read. You'd like this. The story begins with Marigold Evans basically trying to rescue this abandoned dog from like a drainage pipe, and you're like, what's happening? She about gets arrested because they don't know, but think she's homeless. It's this whole thing. They're in Texas. She was her best friend, and she, like I said, she almost gets arrested because it's like this big misunderstanding. But so this guy, Parker Jensen, he ends up saving the day as usual. And this was a crazy start to a fun story. Like, after I read this first chapter, I was like, okay, I want to see what happens next. So the day continues to get even crazier when the veterinary clinic basically is vandalized. Parker and Marigold both work there at the veterinary clinic, and they don't know that's the whole mystery part, is like, who vandalized their clinic? Why did they do this? What's going on? They have some thoughts of who could have done it. That's the mystery aspect of this. So the team pretty much sets out to try to figure out what happened, who did this, why did they want to vandalize their clinic, is someone out for revenge. Really enjoyed this. I felt like this had some great faith content, like we had scriptures, prayers, discussion of faith, church. and God. And so this was like more of, I feel like this was the mystery was more of an undertone here. This was more of like a real life story for dog rescue and veterinary clinic lifestyle versus the mystery. There is, like I said, the mystery is like an undertone, but it was still great. I loved it. I really like to see like their daily lifestyle at work, like just with the different animals, and her passion for the animals really shone through as she worked to help them. She had this big interest in a dog rescue organization, like a nonprofit. So overall, this had some great Southern vibes. You know I love a good Southern reference. There was several. Some humor, great characters, a good faith, mystery aspect, and just all the cozy vibes of a small town. So I enjoyed this. I will continue on with the series. This is going to be a series. I think the next book is actually written by Kathleen, somebody Yabarbo. I don't know. Different author, and I think the third one is Janice Thompson again. So I'm interested in continuing on this. So I was thankful that I got an ARC from NetGalley and Barber Publishing to read and review on my Kindle, and this was great. So the next book that I read, I'm not going to talk a ton about because I already have a full spoiler-free and spoilery discussion video. I will link that in the card if you've not seen it. It was posted earlier this week. But this was our July book club pick for our Christian book club, and this was Dreams of Savannah by Rosanna M. White. Here we are. I am trying to sell this in my Pango store if you're interested, so I'll leave my store below. I give this 3.5 stars. Very well written novel set in the Civil War time period in Savannah, Georgia. Really like the male characters. Didn't love the main female character. Kind of like Miriam said in her video. She just did like all her reviews, her July wrap up. And she said if it wasn't for the male characters, I probably would have DNF'd it. Yeah, probably me too, girl, because the male characters in this were great. And even Selena, I really liked her too. But yeah, but no. This, just really fast. This is Cordelia Owens, or Delia, is in love with Phineas Dunn, or Finn, and he's gone off to war. They don't know what's happened to him. They get word that maybe he has passed away from gunshot wound overboard. So they have no idea what's happened. It's one of those stories where it's like, is he dead? Is he coming back from war? Are we going to be able to be together? I'm trusting in the Lord that he is still alive and he will come back to me, kind of thing. And that everything kind of takes off from there. Cordelia's life pretty much gets crazy, and yeah, everything goes crazy and it's wild. So I liked in this was the faith content was really beautiful. I have more details in that video. There were lots of great prayers to God and scriptures and things like that. I really liked Luther and Selena. I loved Luther's responses to Finn about slavery. And just he had such powerful statements. I could have read an entire book about Luther or Selena, honestly. Finn, I feel like he went through a great transformation of character in his story. He went through a lot of hard things, and he learned a lot from Luther, and they became fast friends, and I'm thankful for that. I really thought that was a really great just friendship. The reason it's 3.5 stars for me is I didn't really love Cordelia. I felt like the wartime, what I call jargon, just the wartime details just were very boring, and I was bored in several parts. And I just, while listening, I got distracted and just was like, what did they say? And kept going. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And I'm not going to say much else. If you're somebody who doesn't really like a lot of war details in a story, you're probably not going to like this. But if you do, then this is your book. That was it. The rest of it was just fine, and 3.5 stars. So I'm not going to talk much more because your girl has already went off on a deep end on this. But I am going to read some more of Rosanna M. White's books. Miriam says that there's a couple others that are her favorites by this author, and this one, she felt the same pretty much as I did about this. So yeah, honestly, I can't wait to read more of Rosanna M. White's books, just because she has a variety of different settings, and I think I'll enjoy some of her other books. But anyway, the last book that I read this month was All That It Takes by Nicole Deese. You already know I loved All That Really Matters. It was just an amazing 5-star read. Great Christian contemporary romance. And wow, I literally put this in my review. Nicole Deese does it again, 5 stars. Like, honestly, I've been reading some great books this year, and I don't just give out 5 stars. Like, they really have to, like, make me feel like I love this, and I love this. So, I don't even know which one I like better. They were just both great in their own way, and yeah. So, if you've read All That Really Matters, this book actually continues with characters from the previous story. We have Val, which is Molly's assistant from her job. Then we have Miles, which is Molly's brother and a pastor at a local church. So yeah, I love these characters, y'all. Like, Nicole Deese really knows how to write. This is beautiful, engaging, faith-filled, just everything about God's grace and his redeeming love. Just everything in here, this was realistic and it was a powerful story. This is basically following all the twists and turns and the crazy things happening in the careers of Val and Miles. The story incorporates a lot of real world situations and how they are going to deal with them, things that come up in their careers, and when you have job changes, like Val gets like this opportunity to have a great project and just go on from there in a new career for her. And I love that because the project she does, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the project she does is so impactful. Her story in here, I teared up, y'all. Val's story was so important for so many women. You've got to read this. Oh my goodness. I love the project she worked on, like I said. I absolutely loved that the characters take chances and they question the decisions that they've made to help others, and we just get to see like Christians making real life decisions and working through some real life problems. And I really love this story. So I don't want to say too much because I don't want to like spoil this in any way. So that's enough, I think, to say if you really like the first one, you're going to like the second one. It tugs at your heartstrings a lot. I can't even say her story. It's just like Val's story is important to a lot of women. And I think that we need to read this. Highly recommend it. Read it. So yeah, sorry, these reviews have been all over the place, but I'm like tired and I'm just trying to like get through it. So I hope that made sense. I hope that review made sense. I don't want to say what her story was. Like, the only thing I'll say is Val is a single mom and she has a 10-year-old boy. Beautiful, beautiful family. How Miles was with her, like the romance was beautiful. Everything was great. So my heart, I loved it so much. So yeah, that's it for this video, y'all. Sorry I was kind of all over the place. I'm just trying to chat, you know. Sorry I looked at my notes too, but you know, your girl can't remember. I have no good memory. And so yeah, that's it. Let me know what your favorite book was that you read in July in the comments below. I'm working on a weekly vlog, y'all, so that'll come out later this week. More book mail, you already know, one of those fun book mail videos again. But I'm planning on going tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm going to Knoxville because I have a doctor's appointment. But while I'm up there, I'm gonna stop at a bookstore, so you know I got a blog and I'll probably talk about some of the books that I'm reading and all that stuff. So yeah, for right now, that's this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, y'all.